Greetings. Hello, full-bred Herbert Erpaderp. Herbert full-bred Erpaderp. I don't get it. Is that opposite to half-bred? Empty bread? Hey, Trekken. Hey, Weasel the First. And hello, Die Ninja Malone. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to glue some bits of stuff together. Starting with, it's not quite photo etch, but it will require super glue. A cable. It's very cabley. Look at how cabley it is. Ooh, cable. I need to cut this to 100 millimeters. Yes, I can read. Which would be that. I don't know if we actually need exactly 100. Quite often these are wrong, but whatever. I do believe I got both sprues I'll need out for this. J2, 5. Small ones. Hopefully they fit in the little receptacle on the end of the thingy. It's a bit small. Well, I wrote full bread because half bread sounds like an insult. I mean, fair. I am a percentage bred, but I'm not fully bred. If you go by the you are what you eat thing. Try not to eat bread. Piss. Just can't hold on to this little end duver. So I can give it the best clipping I can. That looks alright, but it does need a bit of nubbin removal. And maybe some mold line demolition. Let's see. It seems like you're meant to stick the cable in to the opening on the bottom of the doodad, but it doesn't seem like you can get the cable in there. It might be slightly too thick, with like 2 C's. So far, I'm alright. I delivered 17 of the liver sausage yesterday. I'm doing okay. I'm really tired and I think I'm getting sick. But I'm doing okay. I get to glue bits of stuff together, and that's always good. I can't really just slide this on. There wasn't a thinner bit of cable in the box. Only significantly thicker, with like 4 C's. Thick. Oh, piss. That bends really easy too. I don't know what to do about that. I might have. This. Which is... You can't tell because it's black. And it blends in and is very small. But it does have a sort of cabley texture to it. Sort of. I don't think it's... I think it might be too small, in fact. Yeah, it looks a bit small.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. Kika? Yeah, I guess we just have to work with what we've got. And that probably just means dipping the end in glue and touching it to the end of those bits and hoping it works. And it will work. Or else.
That's what she said.
Yep. It's what she said, again. And she says a lot of things, though, so... That's okay. I should start by cutting... Probably shouldn't be using my sprue cutters to cut metal cable. So I will get different cutters. More all-purpose sort of cutters. I will cut it. I should video myself cutting it. That'll be riveting watching, won't it? If I pick the end of it up, I can just hold it where it needs to be cut. It might be a millimeter or two out. Snip.
That's what she said.
Brand new jokes. Put this over here. The annoying thing with this sort of thing is the ends tend to fray real easy. And I don't really want that.
That's what she said.
She did say that, I heard her. Could try just to cut a few strands of the cable away. Not sure how much that'll help. Probably not very. It's still not very good. Why couldn't this just be a plastic bit? It's just gonna be a coil of cable. Doesn't have to be metal. I'm gonna just go for it. YOLO, as the youth say. Go to howmuchwillthishelp.com. There you will find out. I believe you for some reason. Need to find something to wipe glue on. And also a toothpick substitute. Like last time, a cotton bud. I don't have any bottle caps on my desk this time. What about this wooden fork? Which I did not use with whatever food it came with because they're horrible. I would prefer no cutlery, thank you. Alright, now... open the super glue aiming away from your face. You don't want it to ejaculate all over you. A napkin. From Origin Kebabs. Trying to keep this glue as neat and clean as possible so that it lasts. Piss. I do very much appreciate black super glue because you can see where it is. Hell yeah, that actually worked quite well. Maybe not as in focus on the phone as I want it, but let's see if we can do it on the other end. In general, you don't want super glue, but super glue is like Elon Musk. You were having fun, and there he is. Yeah. Was having fun. You're rotating that the wrong way. This end isn't quite as good. But it's doing its best. If we have it around a certain way, it should look okay. That was not difficult, but a little bit annoying. Let's hope it all stays together while I wrap it around the holding doodad. Now the question is, do I glue the holding the holding balls onto the hull before adding the cable? I think maybe I should. Balls. Balls to you and your house. That only took like 20 minutes. Maybe 15. Working real quick today. If you're not sure, ask the magic sauerkraut. Is it just like a handful of sauerkraut? You're just like, magic sauerkraut. What's the answer? And it's just like, just sits there and says nothing. What do you want from me? I'm sauerkraut. I've got the right sprue. If I find the right part. Where's the numbers? 39. Man, this music's getting real triumphant for some reason. Try to cut those as square as I can to reduce work for current Herbert. If you see the magic sauerkraut, you will know it's the magic sauerkraut. I must never have seen the magic sauerkraut then. Though I do not live in Germany, so, you know, it's probably a lot more common there. I'm afraid all your prayers to the glue god are in vain. Oh man, just like every other prayer to any other god. Hmm. How many times are we meant to wrap the cable around? Anyway. There's a hair stuck to it. In the picture, it looks like it goes around once, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think it's definitely going to be a lot easier to glue this on first. So I'm going to do that. You can't stop me. Hope this doesn't have a correct way up, because I can't tell. It's probably a smart idea to leave that so it's bonded before I try wrapping a cable around it. And therefore, I may now turn the page of the instructions from 34 to whatever comes after 34. 39. Nope. 35. Shocker. If you're a god to yourself, your prayers aren't in vain. In this case, you were a narcissistic asshole, but your prayers are not in vain. True. Don't flop down. You shit. It's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on the inside of a separate whole front bit, it looks like. Well, why don't you get that whole front bit, Herbert? Why don't I? Maybe I'm not seeing it because it's... No, it's not on one of them sprues. Maybe you're not seeing it because you're just not looking hard enough, Herbert. Pretty easy to miss. Look how small it is. That is the correct part. K3, 4. Need more parts off of that. Liu sprue is involved. And in fact, only K3 and U sprues are involved. So I can move this box away, which is starting to be less full now. I don't know that you can tell. Has significant depth now. You can't tell. Just have to take my word for it. This is a bit annoying. These bits of ejector marking, or ejector pin remnants, I guess. They're more than a marking. I believe we need to get rid of these pretty perfectly, because this is the bit that goes under here. And that makes me wonder, just in general, if it's a good idea to install the tiny thin bits all over this before trying to install it into the hull. I think it's probably going to be better to stick it in the hull and then add the tiny bits. Even though it adds the risk of damaging the already existing tiny bits on the outside of the hull, I think I'm going to need to apply pressure to it where there's supposed to be small bits. Well, there are enough parts still for expanding this build just before Christmas. That's like when they said the war would be over. Before Christmas, fellas! I don't buy it. We'll be here for years to come. The Bergepanther is the kit that never ends. Never. Once I expire, well, I don't have anyone to pass it down to. I'll leave it to somebody, and they'll continue working on it. And their children, and their children, and their children, and their children. Bergepanther forever. I am now kind of curious. I will have a pretty good actually, guess of how long it took me to build this. Now I'm kind of wondering how long it's going to take to paint it. This is probably going to be the first kit where it will be quicker to paint it than build it. I think. We'll find out one day. I do wonder about these bits here. The hull is too far away. I think that's just little clippity doodads that go in the hull. I could cut them off, but they will also function as a guide for the bit I'm trying to glue on. It's gonna work good and proper. There's not gonna be any issues. Actually, there will if I don't trim that bit down. This sounds like Nintendo music or something. Who's ready for glue? Because if you're not, tough shit. A bit more in the sides, just because. Hallelujah. It seems to have worked exactly as intended, which is exactly what you want. Not really surprised by that, even though it might seem I am. That's probably in place enough now that we can consider putting that cable on. Now the question is, how do we bond it? Probably just stick a bit of super glue under there, right? It doesn't have anything to just hold it there by itself. In the Dark Ages, when the world was a terrible place with no rules, no law, the cruel and fearsome Mr. Takom delivered a kid. It was the brave and honorable father's father of your father's father's father who took the torch to lead mankind out of the dark to that shiny land everybody thought would be a lie. Yes, my dear son, I'm talking of the finished Kit country. Your father's father of your father's father's father wasn't afraid. Praise him, because of him we live in peace now. Yes, my dear son, he was the first and only of mankind who finished the Bergepanther. The far distant future probably begins with a 5. The year 5999. Trakan is a true storyteller, but he only tells stories of truth, never lies. I'm guessing the way to do this might be to figure out where the middle is. Roughly here. And just sort of bend it. Don't drop it on the floor, you stupid shit. Would have just been my luck to have that go into the gap between the chair wheel and the wheel holdy bit. Heck. Why is everything so difficult to hold? Probably. It's been a while. That glue is probably all dried up now. Don't just play with it, Herbert. That's what she said. Now I'll get more glue. Let's put a little dot of it at the top there, which should probably hold it in place. Get this fangled contraption. Yeah, you put it where you don't want it also, but that's okay, it'll probably be hidden by cable. piss. Use this bit of random cardboard to press on it. This would be a good time for accelerator, superglue accelerator. Or to just not nudge it back out of place again. Yes, it's difficult to hold. Don't expect finishing the Bergepanther to be a simple task, young Padawan. Yes, it was foolish of me to expect that. Also, I've noticed they're not exactly equal length. Hanging down. Ass shits. Well, I'll find somewhere to sit that. Because this super glue is not super fast bonding, I've discovered. Good thing is it remains flexible. Relatively flexible. For super glue. Knocked the box lid over and it went under my chair and I ran the risk of crushing that. I still need it. Man, I haven't got a good surface to put this on. Turns out I do. It's just more inconvenient than the rest of the surfaces. It's a bunch of bits to clip out and tidy up, so I might as well do that. Hey Constantine Crass, how you doing? One must look at the correct page if they wish to follow the instructions. This is my teaching. I've put that so I can't see it very well. Man, shouldn't be listening to my teachings. Herbert yelling at his desk. That's new. Well, I wasn't really yelling. You'll know when I'm yelling. Lots of bits. Uh, 40. I'm looking for 40. 40. $49. Which is this one here. They look different enough. I shouldn't get them confused. Shouldn't being the operative word. Is he looking for 4T? Mm-hmm. And there's another one that does go with these two bits. Looks like all I need from the K3 sprue. I've said that before and been wrong, but this time I'm probably right. I thought for a second, and maybe I'm right, nubbin is a nubbin that needs to be removed, but it looks like it's a handle bit. How confusing and infuriating. Man, I hate handles. I believe it should be enclippened off. And so, yay, he did clip the part off, and there was much rejoicing. Yay. I am attempting to understand how all these bits go together. It hurts. This looks like it has a bit from the U sprue that goes under it. So I'll put that over there and deal with it later. Some very tiny nubbins on the ends of these two bits. I can probably get with my clippers. Huh. Get clipped, idiots. Stupid nubbins. I'm not sane. I hope this is a mold line I'm removing, and not deliberate detail. I'm pretty sure it's a mold line. those parts, those three little bits go together. They form the machine gun opening cover, I guess you'd call it. Music is tense, but it's over now. The tension was resolved by a sudden ending. Maybe it's time to play with that cable some more. It's difficult to hold this without putting my fingers on all of these other bits that could easily be broken. That I do not wish to be broken. That is one. And it looks a lot longer than it does in the picture. There's not enough to wrap it around a second time. Fucking dogs. They should probably be more accurate with the cable length, because you can't just trim it. Unless you want to re-glue the doodads back on. And I do not. That's fine, though. Ass shits. This would have been a billion times easier were it just a plastic part that I could have glued on and moved on from. But no, Mr. Takom had to be all, oh, we're using real cable. Fucking dog cunt. Fuck. I need multiple hands and to just not stick my finger in the glue. Write an angry letter to Mr. Takom's angry letter secretary. What? His bin? His dustbin? I don't think I have any choice but to just hold this for a little bit. I'm also kind of wondering if I might be able to get the end bit up and around into the middle. I don't think so. I think it's just got to hang down like that. don't know that that's liquidy enough to bond there. I would say that should have been 10 millimeters shorter, that cable. Maybe 15. I'll probably just plastic cement the, actually. I think this does have shirts in. I'll just plastic cement the ends onto that. That's why the dark side of the Force is so tempting. Their cables always have the right length. Always! I believe you. Maybe they get linked together like that. I don't think it looks too bad. It's just a bit long, and that really annoys me. I'm super angry. Grrr. Which is to say, I don't really care that much. Somebody's gonna get all pissy about it, but that's a them problem. You can see in the picture there how it's a pretty reasonable loop. It doesn't go all the way down the side of the... Well, it's not on the hull, but it doesn't go all the way down the side. Still needs me to hold it. What a fucking baby. Can't turn the page. Yeah, it sits in the picture. It sits nicely on this amount of hull plate. That's probably even 20 millimeters too long. That's quite the difference in 35th scale, Mr. Takom. If you were really dedicated, Herbert, you would just trim it and re-glue the ends on. I'd rather punch myself in the ding-dong. There doesn't seem to be anything to hold the ends of the cable on anyway, so what's to say that if I glued the plastic bits on like that, you can't see them because my thumb's in the way, that this particular crew hadn't welded some little hooks in there to retain it in that position. That would look okay, in my humble opinion. My humble, correct opinion. That might be for future Herbert to do. Though, if I don't do it, runs the chance of damaging cables and having them come off. Especially while I'm holding it to glue the little bits on the inside there. My main concern is, will it interfere with the shirts and... And it probably won't, because there is a space between the bottom of the hull and the shirts. And yeah, I think I'll do that. That's such a luxury problem. Just think 1 second of all the people who have no Bergepanther full interior kit at all. Did you ever do this? Nope. I didn't think about that once. Because I'm a bad person. I'm just going to quickly Google pictures of the Bergepanther. I'm doing research. Herbert is a baddie. Doesn't baddie mean like a woman who's like rebellious or something these days? I don't know. I'm not up with all the terminology that kids use. Why are there no nice full-color pictures from World War II of this one particular vehicle I want to look at? All the results are models. And they're all showing me the wrong side. This one sort of has the cable wrapped around that mount, way tighter than what I've got. And you can't see the ends of the doodads. It might be rope, actually. It's not a very big picture. A picture of a normal panther might help too, maybe. What if I type Bergepanther right hull? Not especially useful. Google sucks nowadays. It looks like there's all various configurations of cable anyway. And I don't think there's anybody that can prove that no Bergepanther had their cables like that. Better press record. Otherwise, no image will be captured. Piss. It's a bit annoying that it's not even. I think that looks fine. Plus it's plastic, so if I want, I can just put more glue on there and unbond that one. Once the side skirt's in place, I can just flop it down on top of that. That might look okay. It looks fine where it is, though. Just don't look too close. You have to squint your brain a bit. Looking at the wrong page again. That's why they call me Herbert Wrong Page Erpaderp. Okay, now we get some tiny bits to attach. And a large bit on the U-sprue. U-sprue. That's 21. Looks like these are meant to go together before installation. Am I holding it the right way? In the meantime, I put a tow on my Jeep for IDF and Team Yankee together. A tow Jeep, I can read. Had nearly as much parts as the Bergepanther. Resin chassis, 4 metal wheels, and 1 metal figure. Man, how many weeks did that take? You need to settle down. Piss. I'm going to assume that's how that sits together because it looks right. And if it looks right, then it must be right. I'm exhausted now. Can't do anything for the rest of the year. Oh man, you probably should take off half of next year as well. Did I just put that in the wrong way? That seems right. Nobody's gonna see it anyway. Google does suck. Today I wanted to search for a specific topic. Dutch Marines camouflaged their Land Rovers in the 70s and 80s. I try to keep my search terms really short, so I type in Marines 1980 vehicle, but Google thinks you want to see modern army tanks. So I type Land Rover 88 Marines. Google replies, you want to see modern army tanks? The enshittification of everything. It's all... Maybe modern army tanks is probably not a bad result considering. But nowadays it's all SEO bullshit and sales and AI generated dog shit. Don't put your finger in the glue. Seems good. Hopefully that's correct and it will just plop right into place. Probably shouldn't get my hopes up for that. I keep slouching and my jacket gets caught in my chair back mechanism. It's annoying. There's another bit that goes with that, but we can probably drop this into place now. That doesn't look right. Because you're doing it wrong. That's why it doesn't look right. Maybe I'm real stupid, but I'm just not getting it. I don't think that's it. That looks more appropriate. Hey, you got there. If you know a special mission of the Dutch Marines, you should start searching from this. That doesn't make sense. The Dutch Marines are not army. Dutch Marines have no tanks. Modern Dutch Marines do not use camouflage or the Land Rover 88. Why not? But I mean, what I mean by that is, it's vaguely in the region of what you were looking for, and it's not ads for, like, I don't know, camping equipment or server services, you know? Quite often I get completely irrelevant bullshit when I look for things on Google. And almost all the ads are often something I've just bought and do not want to buy another one of. The internet sucks nowadays. That's not totally true. I'm on the internet and I quite like it. I feel like I provide a moderate amount of something. U-23. There's also some tiny little doodads, which I can't find, which I just found. Oh, they're not that tiny. They are different to each other, though, and I should keep them separated. Hey, hey. Whatever the rest of the words to that song are. 26. If you know a special mission, you can find pics from this one. And maybe you find a pic of the vehicle you were searching for or something similar. I guess that makes sense. You probably have to be real specific, including the 19 before 88 or 43 or whatever. Also, I think you can make Google exclude certain terms, but I've forgotten how to do that. Oh, don't put that with the other one. I don't want to have to remove a nubbin from this little handly bit. I feel like it may break at any second. Many branches of armies have their own internet page. That just makes me think of, I mean, it's not really relevant to the episode of The Simpsons, but the episode of The Simpsons where Homer is in the Navy, I think. No, Bart joins a boy band that recruits for the Navy. It's just like, join the Navy! That's what I think their websites might be like. Hey you, join the army. Okay. Okay, those are probably good enough for the glue god. Let's see if idiot Herbert needs 20 minutes to figure out the position of this lever thing. It sits that way relative to the instructions. Boop, boop. Don't go on the floor. It's difficult to handle because of that really thin bit. It just sits next to the hatch. That makes life a lot easier. Hmm. That is it. I mean, if you enjoy searching and researching, it's not a bad thing. But that is one of the frustrating things about the internet is you have to spend a lot of time trying to find what you want if you're after something specific. Maybe other people are just really good at searching. That looks about right. One thing I've been having trouble finding Google images for is railway signaling from Britain in the 30s and 40s. I had the thought that, you know, maybe forums for that sort of thing, full of old people, would be helpful, but all they do is say, you need to get this book. No. Let's try to get these little doodalackies in place. Hopefully I've got the correct ones and haven't mixed them up. Yeah, it looks right. Bring my tweezers over. I may want them. That doesn't seem to have bonded at all. Here, have more glue. figure those two handles should probably have at least a very similar angle to each other. And then figure out the doodad on the other side should look like. Seems like it should be more simple. Not a list of vehicles is what you need. You want information about the why and when they painted their vehicles. And colored pictures of these vehicles. Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty niche topic too. They probably didn't just go around like documenting all the, well, they would have documented, but like taking pictures and writing out why they did it for the public, I guess. There's probably a whole load of photos some soldier took and is a physical photo in a shoebox somewhere that you'll probably never ever see. Okay, we have 3 bits. Ah. Actually, it looks like we should have... No, I'm misreading the instructions. Because I'm old and crap. And tired. I was hoping that would just plop into the slot there. That seems right. That's probably something that goes... Yeah, there is... If that's not right, the hatch should just sit over it, so it should hide it if it's wrong. I'm going to go with that. Would have been nice if it stayed in position. Why is this so much more difficult than it was a moment ago? That looks more correct. Shithead. You're supposed to go into the little folder. Ass tits. A whole book full of pictures, all in perfect condition. In an attic, in a box, in a bag, in a closet, behind a curtain, and locked doors. Land Rover, lightweight Land Rover. Couldn't drink much. What a wuss. This is turning out to be a lot more fiddly than it looked like it would be. You know what? These little nubbins are what's preventing it from going in. And they're ostensibly what's meant to hold it in. But I've got glue. And the power of the glue god. Get wrecked, nubbins. Doesn't mean I can get the part into place, but it should be easier now. Ass shits. Fiddlesticks. Cunt. Why can't it just go where it's meant to go and stay where it's meant to go? I'm gonna have to do the close enough trick, I think. I decree close enough. Probably. There we go. First try. Struggle against nubbins never ends, even when they're friendly nubbins. And we've got one little lever to put on now. If I turn this around so it's the same way the instructions show, I'll have a better idea of understanding it. I imagine. Or is that the angle it should be at? Doesn't really look like it. But who's to say? Probably some Bergepanther expert has opinions. Does look like it should be closer to the hull. That's pretty good. Now to hope and pray, even though I'm not a praying man, that none of these bits get broken off while I'm handling it. Whoop. My drink is empty. Okay, now it's time to glue that internal hull front plate into place. I beat you to it, instructions. There is a lot more to add there in that position. Vision devices and whatever that is. Then we go back to external detail. The hull is nearly done. The whole top, rather. And then it becomes a matter of adding Bergepanther bits that make it a Bergepanther. And shirts, and which is not unique to Bergepanther. Kind of wondering if I should divide this into 3 parts for the build. Like all of these doodads, and then the Bergepanther bits, like the crane and whatnot. That's for future Herbert to decide. I've had enough for now. It is almost 11:30. I'm a sleepy boy. I'll probably be back in the morning for a video game. I've been playing a little bit of Workers and Resources, so I might play that. But I don't know. Maybe I won't do a raid. I'll be back in the morning. I hope you all have a very excellent whatever time it is for you. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Toodaloo!